The person that I'm interviewing today is dressed like what I would imagine a devil idol dress. If you go to a movie and you find that individual at the highest level, movie, the boss, and you walk into his office, walk into his house, what you expect to see physically is somebody who's dressed a certain way, who's groomed a certain way, who carries himself a certain way, and who speaks a certain way. So it's my pleasure to do my first interview for the Brotherhood of the Wolf. One of my friends and students, Pablo from Style System, and I know about his growth, expansion, and what he's been doing. And myself, I contacted him yesterday after I created the group. I said I would like to do an interview with you. He's an author, he's a consultant, he is a specialist, he's all key and real. He can tell you more about himself. Welcome, Pablo. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Arash. Thank you, brother. I have the utmost respect for you, and I believe this is going to be so powerful. And I've been waiting to do this for a long time. I knew one time, I don't know when, but I knew this was eventually.
Yeah, I bet you did. I wanted to talk to you. The original intention, the late for everybody, that is Brotherhood of the Wolf. I want to interview and get to know the people who are let's say, arms and what they do. There are people who, in their own fields, are pushing and making headways, and they are individuals who are generating a certain level of power. And when I observe your movement through social media, that's really the only way I would know, is just through your social media. I see somebody who's really making some kind of impression and some kind of impact. So if you could briefly tell everybody what it is that you do from your own words and what your vision is, so that people can contact you. This is the Brotherhood of the Wolf because I want everybody to know that this group, you guys are to network with each other and be able to, go anywhere in the world and call up one of your brothers and be like, hey, let's say I'm in fucking Mexico or whatever, or I'm in Australia, and you have your brothers there who have already proven themselves in their lives, not a bunch of fucking idiots who just want to suck blood off other people. So tell us a little bit about you, Pablo, what you do, how this benefits other people.
Yeah, thanks for that introduction. And well, some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm Pablo Espinosa de los Monteros. I'm from Mexico City, and I am the founder of my company, Style Systems, which basically is a company that covers beauty, aesthetics, style, personal image, and even companies, the image of a company. Because everything, what I deal with is image, and image basically is everything. Everything, whether you want to admit it or not, image is everywhere. I mean, almost 8% of the decisions we make or we take are based through our visual senses in some way or another. So what I do is I consult and I design the image of a person, first and foremost, the image, the essence of each person, because I have to clear this up. A lot of you guys may think that this is about just fashion, this is just about superficial thing, but it's not. This is something that I learned from you. This is about communication through image and style. So first, I deal with the essence of each person. You have to know yourself. This question is very important. Who are you? Who are you? And how are you going to project that? Once you know that, then I deal with, I created a system that step by step and systematically, this is why it's called Style Systems, because systematically I will take you to becoming the best version of yourself through your style. I mean, you have to know which colors work on you. You have to know your proportion, your silhouette, your style. There are 7 different styles. There's a universal style theory that it applies not only to persons but also to companies, and they're everywhere. So you have to know which style works on you, because again, everyone thinks this is about just some fashion gay thing. When I first started this, everybody thought that I was gay because I'm into fashion. I mean, of course, I love clothes and I love everything, and everybody thinks that gay people know aesthetics and beauty, but that is bullshit. Something that I learned from you, Arash, is that your teachings must come from nature. And what I do when I talk about beauty, when I talk to companies, when I have a client, I always say, you want to be beautiful, look at nature. I mean, tap into your own beauty, because it is in our DNA. If nature is beautiful, if you go to the beach and you fall in love with that image, you have that same, you can take that same image and work it on yourself and become beautiful. So what I do is I'm trying to make the world more beautiful and it's the people more beautiful, because I believe everyone has their own uniqueness and can't be exploited. Some people think that just because they're fat, they're not worthy of looking good. I mean, I'm not promoting being fat, of course, but that is not an excuse for dressing like shit or looking like shit. You have to know yourself, know your unique characteristics to exploit them positively. And this is not about worst or better. This is about what works for you, like a tailored suit. That is basically style system. That is what I do. I do public speaking. I'm an author of the book The Rules of Style, which covers this in a more specific way. And I also do Skype sessions. You know, I'm building my empire about beauty, about learning your own beauty and how to express that. This is what I do.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, I'm a little choppy on your side. Am I choppy when I'm talking? How's the quality over there?
No, the quality is good. It's good.
Okay. A little choppy on my side. Sometimes my computer, if you get cut off, I'll just call you right back. Okay, we'll continue. Okay,
Great.
Perfect. So that's exactly the point. Is that, of course, my dedication is to the art of seduction, communication, and mind control, which to me they all are all the same root. And one of the things that I see, and if you guys are watching this, let's say I go out with a few guys, or I go out with a guy. I know that the way that I look is enough to capture the attention of the crowd. I've worked in my look for many, many, many years. I still work on it as I evolve. Yeah. But I'm not background music when I walk in. I'm forefront. They see me. Boom. And this is actually a key ingredient in business, in seduction, in mating rituals, is I want to be seen, right? And after you're seen, the first impression has to be something that signals to the other side a certain quality, a certain level of value that they want to get to know more. So for example, gentlemen, if you are, I really hate the word gentleman, I'm just using this one, okay? Yeah. Men, if you guys are thinking about going and picking up women or going to the bar, going to the club, even going out, you know, a lot of times when I go out, girls say to me, what's the occasion? And I go, what do you mean? They said, you dress nice. I say, the occasion is my life. That's the occasion. This is what I'm doing. And so, a missing point is that everybody is always presenting themselves every minute of the day. And if you're not taking the proper measures to make sure that your outer appearance is matching your inner quality that you're going for, then that incongruency will actually ruin your seduction, your communication, your business, and everything else. So what are some tips you have, if maybe a few tips you could give, that someone just watching this right now could immediately apply and make a little change? I mean, I know that this is an art form for you. I respect that. I know Thanks. This is your craft. This is your passion. And I know when people come and ask me, well, what can I say to a girl to get her? It's like, you can't. You need to study this shit. You need to commit your life to it. But I can give them maybe one or two pieces of advice that wherever they are, it could alter a little bit the way they're doing something. So do you have some maybe a few little pieces that people can apply right away to make an improvement in the way their style is?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, first of all, I wanna add a little bit something about seduction and image, how I approach that subject, which is basically, there's a theory, and you and I know it, which is the peacock theory. And every time I get tons of clients that tell me, well, how can I apply my image through the peacock theory and, you know, look good and all that? And the first thing I say is, stop trying to be like everyone fucking else. I mean, what worked on him the guy that invented the peacock theory, that's great for him. What works on you, Arash, works perfectly on you, but it might not work for me. If I started dressing like you, I might look bad. Shut the fuck up, man. That's my little cat. Sorry. Go on, pussy. So what works on on the guys that are over here, or they wanna copy my style, that might not work on them. So first, you have to know yourself. That is the first thing. One of the tips that a little tip that I can give is become conscious of your image, of how you present yourself. Don't try to copy everyone else, but that is a starting point. But just become conscious of how you dress yourself, how you put yourself together. I mean, is my shirt pressed? How will my rings look? Do I smell good? I mean, become conscious of who you are and how you project yourself. That's the first step, the very first step. Don't just put together just because you just woke up and you see your t-shirt and you say, ah, yeah, fuck it. No. Really think. The first thing that you do in the morning when you dress yourself is you're actually saying what I am going to communicate to the world and to the people I interact with. So become conscious of it. What the fuck do I want to say to the world? How do I want to be perceived? The second thing that goes hand in hand with it is become comfortable with the idea of judging. People will judge you, and it is okay. And you have to judge others. That is something that we all have learned from you. And talking specifically about image, you want to use that. It is a powerful tool. I want you and everyone else and everyone that is seeing this, I want them to judge me by this sword that I have over here. Everything is everything I do it for a reason. So that comes with the first tip. I am conscious. I have conscious of what I'm doing, right? So be comfortable with the idea of judging others and that people are going to judge you. And based on that is what do you want to communicate? So okay, I want to be looked as someone, I don't know. I want to be respected like Arash, you know. So maybe you start growing a little bit here, a bit, you know. You start wearing rings, something like that, because you project a lot of respect and submission. You know, you have an image that projects a lot of power. Whether we hear you or not, the first thing that we see is like, wow, man, this is someone powerful, man. Like this is some hot stuff, you know. So if you want emulate that, be conscious of it and start wearing some rings, you know, that may project that, or I don't know, start doing start emulating a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but don't copy them all the way through. I mean, just like I said, just because it works on you doesn't mean that it's going to work for me and all that. Another tip will be your shoes, man. This is something overlooked. Your shoes. Please, man, put your feet together, man. I know a lot of women that say that they look at the shoes of people. Woo, Gucci.
It's always about the shoes.
Yeah, they look the shoes and the details. You know, the rings, the necklace, the everything. So that's the first tip. Look at the details that you put on. This little flower over here.
Nice.
Yeah. The shoes that you put on, that is a practical tip that they can start using. You know, put your shoes and your details together.
Okay, so let's recap that real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you're not just copying, emulating somebody. You gotta find out who you are.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay attention to detail. This is everything you put on. Like you said, the idea of being judged and judging people. This is something that I really pushed in the beginning of my teaching, because for some reason it just seemed like the opposite was being taught. It is completely slave mentality.
Yeah.
The master judges. The slave is not allowed to judge. The slave is always happy with whatever he gets and just be complacent and, hey, at least you have a roof over your head. At least you have some shoes. See, that slave over there doesn't have any shoes.
Yeah.
The master has a room of shoes. And he looks at that room of shoes and says, you know what? I want another pair of shoes. And only the slave would have the mentality of, you're lucky to have shoes anyways. So this is the mentality of a master, which is what has always been my instinct growing up. is I felt like I was a master born into slavery, and it didn't work for me. So I'm gonna fucking figure it out. Shoes, again, we're recapping, are a very big deal. I 100% agree with that myself. I always tell people. And accessories, shoes, accessories, big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now,
can I add something a little bit?
yeah,
It's just
please.
so people know this, the importance of image. A lot of us were taught that clothes and our outfits and all that started because of cold, because of our ancestors were cold, and that is bullshit. That is a complete lie. Just like you say, those theories were specifically made to make you weak.
Exactly.
That is not true. Human being did not started wearing things because of the cold or because of the environment. They become conscious of themselves. They were not a fucking monkey. They were a man. So they started wearing tattoos. They started wearing, the lion's pelt, because that projected status. They were becoming aware of themselves and saying, I am a man. I own this space. I own Earth. I own other animals. So that's why I'm going to start dressing myself in a different way. And also because humans thought that it gave them divine protection.
Yeah.
The tattoos and necklaces and all that. So that is why humans started wearing clothes.
Yeah. Also, in that, there are different theories. So I'm going to share one with everybody. This planet has been visited many times
Yeah.
in the past by higher intelligent societies, and when they would show up, they were adorned a certain way.
Yeah.
So what they would do is then they would have their offspring, their children with man, and then they would give those children who are hybrid, half human, half alien, extraterrestrial. What they would do is they would then give them the rules. So for example, they would adorn those individuals with certain clothing, certain necklaces, certain tattoos. It is a symbol of status in the human culture, the way you dress and the way you carry yourself. We should be able to, as my old teacher Manu would tell us, we should be able to look on the stage if we go to a theater. At the moment the man walks on the scene, the way he carries himself and what he's wearing should tell us exactly who he is. And so I think this is a point that's missed in today's world. When I walk through the mall and I look at the people, I don't know who the fuck they are, because they all look like the same person. They're all wearing the same fucking things. They all look like they're not even aware of what they're wearing. So your clothing, your accessories, your tattoos, even your hairstyle or hat is designed in social dynamics to signify what tribe you belong to and what your status in that tribe is.
Exactly.
If people understood that, then you dress for your tribe and you dress for your status. And this becomes powerful in seduction. Go ahead, look like you have a thought.
No. I'm just agreeing with you. I mean, you're completely right. I talk about it also with my clients. The idea of judging, it's about our ancestors. They used to judge based on that. What tribe you belong to? Who are you? Are you the alpha male of the tribe? Who the fuck are you? I mean, and I'm going to judge you. First of all, I'm going to judge if you are a threat or not. Then immediately I'm going to start to make attraction, or if I'm going to start judging if I can relate with you, or if we can be friends, or if you're a threat and all that. So it is a big important part of the humans and a part of the evolution of a human. So clothing will always exist and is a big part of who we are.
So, okay, fantastic. Now, for everybody watching, last night I told my girlfriends that I was going to interview you. Now, Brotherhood of the Wolf, please listen carefully to what I'm about to say, because this next piece is vital for understanding my theories of seduction and how the world works. I told them I was going to interview you, and I said to them, let me show you who he is, okay? My girlfriends have the highest respect for me. If they didn't, they wouldn't be my girlfriends. That's just the bottom line.
Of course.
So I wanted, hold on.
Okay.
I wanted to show them and this is the point I want everybody to get, because I knew a few things. One, I knew that if I went on your Facebook, the image on your Facebook would be enough for a woman to be like, whoa, You see that? So I was already aware of this. I knew that I could go through your Facebook and go through pictures or go through statuses, and the image that you're portraying to the outside world would be an image that I would want my women to know that that individual, which is you, respects me enough to do this interview and is honored by it.
Of course.
Now, this is vital. This is vital because I tell people, your Facebook, your Instagram, every goddamn thing you have is also your image.
Yeah.
And so, if the fact that I had the confidence to go, let's look at his Facebook, and go through, and it created the effect that I knew it was going to create, where they were like, oh wow, that's really cool. Oh yeah, it looks really good. Oh, okay, wow, but the wow, okay, woo, wow, woo, wow. Now, that is what you want as an alpha male. You want other alpha males around you as your allies. You want to say, these are my folks. And that's where the brother of the wolf comes in. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to give excuses. I don't want to be like, let's look at his Facebook. Oh, well, that's kind of weird. Okay, no, hold on. Well, he's actually a really good guy about style. It's just that his Facebook, he doesn't have any style in it. You know what I mean? He talks about style, but his Facebook, there's a few fucking pictures that I don't even understand what the fuck they are. So you guys got to go through your life and see that the image is in every aspect. For me, this is where communication comes in. Now, as I started the interview with you, you said, my name is Pablo. What's your first middle last name? Well, you said, how did you introduce him?
Pablo Espinosa de los Monteros.
There it is. Okay, my name is Pablo Espinosa de los Monteros. Right? And, I mean, that is so Antonio Banderas style. And when Antonio Banderas came onto the scene, he was just killing women in the way he spoke, and he was so seductive in that Spanish dialect that he is mixed with English. And when you said your name, this is how my mind works, as your mind I'm sure works with colors and shapes as you see it. When I hear that, the moment you said your name, that moment for you, in the world of seduction, you hit the right frequency. So if men could speak like that, the speech then, your speech, your words, your communication becomes like an Armani suit.
Boom.
And this is where the next level happens, is that your present representation of words and the, like for example, if I change the tone now, and I start to speak a little bit differently. Now this has a totally different vibe. For example, I'm going to do my Diamond Mind series right after this. And when you watch it, it's going to have this tone. Now I'm not going to interview you in this tone, because when I do, I become magnetic. But I'm going to go in this tone when I interview you. So this is a different tone now. This is what I've been using to talk to you, because this makes me invisible and makes the person I'm talking to visible. I'm here to give information about you. But if I want to capture it, then the tone changes. And I speak hypnotically, and my rhythm changes. So when you said, I don't want to do that, it keeps going there. When you said your name, you hit a frequency. And that frequency sounded to me exactly like the way you look and the way you present yourself. I said, that man right there could get anyone now with that frequency. Just by introduction. I'd like to introduce you to my friend. And you step up and you grab the girl's hand and you kiss it. That would work for you. It wouldn't work for me or somebody else. I don't look like I should kiss her. I look like I should grab her hand and throw it away. But you would grab and kiss her hand, and you would just look in her eye and subtly say, my name is Pablo, whatever you said. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, she would just scream in her fucking pants. That's the level everybody needs to understand. And eventually it becomes from words, it becomes a tonality, it becomes in gestures, it becomes eye contact. All of that becomes congruent, and now you're a fucking demon. You're lethal when it comes to your seduction.
Yeah, totally. Congruency, right? That's the word. You feel?
Total congruency.
I mean, your car is a part of who you are. Your office, your house, not only your clothes. Your style is basically your whole life. Just like you said, is the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Congruency.
Like when I see somebody, when someone tells me that somebody lied to so-and-so, lied to so-and-so, then I tell them, you have your hands on a liar.
Yeah.
That person lies to you also. That's because they're comfortable lying all the time. So I don't know why you think it's okay to have that person around you. I look for honest people. So when I see a person behave a certain way, I just have to hang out with them for a short time. Then I know, okay, this is a perfect moment in time, a slice of life I'm looking at. And in this 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour of hanging out with this person, I get a pretty good grasp of how they are. Because if you try to hide it, well, you can't hide it, man. You can't hide it. It's right there. It's visible. It's too much information being given with your body language.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another point.
Yeah.
Do you go over, and is it important to you, the body language, the way a person carries their body and head with their style of clothing? Is that something that's even part of the system that you have, or no?
Yes, of course, of course. I mean,
It's about body language.
yeah, of course. I covered that in my book, The Rules of Style, and also this goes back to the first thing that I was talking to you. That is who you are, your essence. So first of all, I'm going to give free my style questionnaire, so you know what style you are. You know, there are some different styles.
Hold on, you give a questionnaire.
Yeah.
A person answers it, and based on that, you can tell what style.
What style you fit into, and you can be between two different styles. Like, for example, I did an interview and we spoke about you, and I was talking about I was covering the 7 different styles, and when I talked about one specific style, that person told me, "Oh man, just like Arash." I said, "Yep, he might be that. I mean, I'm not sure."
I'm curious because I have no idea. I've just been kind of like creating it as I go. So how would you say? What would you call my style?
Dramatic style, drastic style. That is a person that doesn't fit anywhere. I mean, he owns his own style. That, you know, like Karl Lagerfeld, like David Bowie, like, you know, they were very magnetic, and they were very like submissive. They make other people submissive. Like they have so much going on that nobody can pull that look but themselves. Nobody
You
can
said
pull
David
that.
Bowie, and who else? Who's the first one?
Karl Lagerfeld. He's a fashion designer, an important fashion designer.
Can you message me his name after this on Facebook? I'm gonna look at that.
Yeah, of course. Who else? Do you know a very famous actress, Mexican actress, who was called Maria Felix?
No, I don't.
I'm going to message you. She was so magnetic. She was so like, you know, the way she spoke, like, yeah, I am.
I got a blowjob from a girl named Maria Felix. I don't think it's the same girl though. She wasn't a famous actress.
Damn.
Shout out to Maria. You ever watched
Shout out to Maria over there. And awesome, man. You're awesome. So, but I don't know if you're dramatic or not, but I'm going to give you the well, first of all, I don't know if you read my book, The Rules of Style.
I have not read it. You sent me a copy of it.
Yeah, I cover the 7 different styles up there.
Awesome.
And what is style? Also, the word style is being misused. The word style,
Yes.
it's not being used correctly. Style is not something that one has and other doesn't have. It is a form of communication, but we'll speak about that later. So, by knowing your style, it is the first step to know your essence. So, for example, when I first took my style questionnaire, I was between 2 different styles, which was seductive style and elegant style. So the way I carry myself is between those different 2 styles. And the way I project myself with my clothes and how I move. Just like you told me, if I introduce myself and I take the hand of the lady, my name is Pablo Espinosa de los Monteros, she will be like, whoa, like, what the fuck, eh? You know, like Antonio Banderas or some shit like that, you know?
She'll tickle between her legs if you do that.
Oh man, this is so powerful. So, of course, I cover the topic of body language because it doesn't matter if you wear the perfect outfit. I mean, I have an Armani suit, but then I'm like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what's up, Arash? I mean, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, and yeah, okay, yeah. We will be like incongruent, right? So I like wearing suits, and the way I carry myself also has to project that same thing, you know, just like you told me. I project the image of an Armani suit even if I'm not wearing an Armani suit, and that's what you have to know inside of your head. So, okay, you are a creative style guy, you know, like a hipster kind of guy with the square shades and all that shit. You have to be creative, like Johnny Depp, for example.
Yeah.
You know how he's a creative style, and you know how he communicates and the way he walks into
Yeah.
like very slow, like, yeah, man, it's all good, man, come on.
Right. Yeah.
That covers the part of body language. So I have to first, if you're my client, I have to know who you are, and then we're gonna start to, I'm gonna start to consult you how to project that, how the voice tonality also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I am a seductive style and elegant style, I'm not going to be talking like this. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I am an elegant guy. It's not congruent, man. So I have to, and it's not that I have to. When at first maybe you will have to force yourself a little bit, but then it becomes natural.
That's right.
It becomes natural, right? So your body language is an essential part of your style and of your personal image. Because just like I said, I mean, it doesn't matter. I work like this, or I don't know, man. Or I start making sudden moves like that, and yeah, this is about image, and this is about. I mean, it's like, whoa, relax, man, relax. For me, that is for me.
No.
If I start acting like that, it would look weird for me. But
Yeah.
now, for some of the guys that are watching this, that might work on them.
Yeah, true. That's it. So now, I see the value so much in this because
Yeah.
I think that let me tell you, if somebody came to me and said, I'm very, very, very serious about handling my life when it comes to my business, I want to be more successful,
Yeah.
and women, okay? Women. Like, I just want to be able to get women. And if I said to them, look, why don't you go to Pablo and then come back to me with a makeover? And I guarantee you, I will explode your game in ways you can't even imagine. Because this is where a lot of guys fall short.
Yeah.
Is that they just don't carry themselves or have the image that needs to go behind the powerful seduction that I give them. So it's like handing a monkey a fucking B-12 bomber, and the monkey sits in it and crashes that shit.
Yeah.
The shit that I teach is the highest level. I mean, it's beyond that. It's like UFO technology if it was on planet Earth. But then the monkey can't ride that fucking thing. So he needs to go get the basic, which is when a woman looks at you, or a man even looks at you, that first image, before you open your fucking mouth to
Yeah.
start seducing them, has to be enough where they stop and they go, who's that?
Yeah.
Or, if they just look right past you, then it's not going to work what I'm going to teach you. It'll make you better, but you're never going to be at the level. So for example, I think in my mind, not in any way that you need help with it, but just like, it's not like I'm suffering with my style. However, listening to you, I'm already getting some ideas that I'm going to make some changes right away, actually. I think about taking someone like you and showing them certain advanced techniques in seduction. I'm like, oh, he would just be like the king of Mexico in like fucking a month. Every woman will vote for him with whatever the fuck he wanted. Because the basic is there. The basic understanding of nature. I mean, that's what the fuck happens out there, right? The animal makes the sound.
Yeah.
It's the mating call. Then they fucking show up, then he puffs up and makes his feathers go up, or starts rubbing himself against the tree, or starts stomping the ground. That is image. That's style.
Yeah.
Seduction is in that, and it then moves into another field right afterwards. But they're always into each other, always congruent into each other. For example, this is my office. When a woman comes here, the lighting looks like this. When there is no woman here, this is what the lighting looks like. And this is all seduction, people.
Yeah.
Okay? So now we're in the same office, now look at it. But this is not what it's going to look like when a woman walks in.
Yeah.
In fact, what it looks like is... So we're talking seduction now and style.
Yeah.
It starts like this, which is still too bright. And after we talk a little bit, and we get comfortable, I say, it's a little bright in here, then this happens.
Boom.
But see,
A total
it's
change.
progression. It's a progression. Then candles or lava lamp.
Man.
And this is the movement of seduction into it.
Yeah.
But knowing that the light can be super bright when they fucking walk in here, because that's not seductive. And it can't be too dark when they walk in here, because like, what the fuck's happening here? It has to go through a natural progression. Now, when you're in seduction, it's always nicer when it's darker, but it can't start dark, and it can't start super light. You have to find that medium point and then move into it. Okay, let me see. This phone is going nuts. Let me just make sure everything's safe.
Yeah, that is called that is something that I studied. I studied a little bit of. Excuse my English. It's not so good, man. How do you call it? Interior design. I studied a little bit of
intuitive design.
no interior design.
Interior
Design. I studied a little bit the power of the lights and the smells and everything. All that works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, again, right there. Is smell considered part of the style system you teach?
Yep. Of course.
Because it's huge. For seduction, it's one of the most important factors, actually.
Yeah, it's a part of grooming. When
Right.
I teach it as grooming because again, your body language is great, your style and your clothing is great, but you smell like shit. That is a complete turn down for seduction, for a business meeting, for everything, right? If you're not, if you have your brows all messy and shit, that also is going to. You don't want people or women to pay attention to something negative of you, right? I mean, if I have my mustache hanging over here like that, like she's gonna be like, what the fuck is that? And she's not going to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
So I want people to pay attention to this, to this, blah blah blah, and all that shit. Yeah.
That's right. Systematically grab their attention and put it where you want them to look.
Yeah.
It's very important. A woman does that with her breasts, with her hair, with her tight outfit. She's telling you, look here, look here, look here, and she hides whatever needs to be hidden so that you don't pay unnecessary attention to those areas.
Exactly.
So thing, that's what it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's really what seduction is. It's moving the mind. Seduction is defined as moving the mind into another area. And that's, like I said, style is a word misused. People don't understand what seduction means. To me, seduction is life. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Everywhere I look, I see it. All the time, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be wrapping this up. I mean, this was very, very powerful. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
What are some ways that people outside of just, I mean, I'm sure people are going to message you after this,
Yeah.
from this group. What are some ways to get your book, your website? What do you got? How do they contact you?
Yeah, well, they can go to stylesystem.com.mx. I have everything over there in my website. I have my services. I have free stuff over there, my videos, my YouTube channel. It's Style Systems. I have a blog over there. I always do articles, very interesting articles, and also I have a group. I don't know if I can say that. A lot of these guys are already in this group that it's called Style Systems, and each day I give free tips. I teach a little bit of style, and also they can message me. I'm all over the place. I'm on Snapchat, which I know you hate.
A lot of it. Swap my top. Make sure.
Instagram is Style Systems. Skype Style Systems. Everything. You just type Style Systems and my name will come up. There's no other Style Systems in the world.
Yeah.
And
That's not part of branding right there.
yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I just give a little. Can I give a little? I want to talk about something that I didn't cover that I
Yeah.
that I placed over here. It was I think a big part of this subject also is the fear of attention for most of the guys out there. They're too scared of attracting too much attention. Because when I first started doing this, I was getting a lot of people watching me. And I felt a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, I walk out of my house and everyone was like, they were like doing this. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me, man? I mean, what is wrong? So a lot of people are scared of grabbing too much attention. But as I say to my clients, it's part of it. And you should embrace it. And you should feel proud of it. Because I mean, they're sheeps. You always talk about it. People are sheeps. And you just snap out of that shit. So they are going to look at you like, who is this guy or this girl? And what the fuck is wrong with him? You should feel proud of it. Like, yeah, I don't look like you average motherfuckers. I look awesome. I'm different. I know I own myself. So that is a big part of it. Don't be scared of attention. Embrace it.
Yeah, listen, you need the first ingredient in mind control. Get this, the first ingredient in mind control, and without it there is no mind control, is a person's attention.
Yeah.
So if you grab someone's attention, you now have it's like dialing a phone number into their mind. So the first number you you have to get right is their attention.
Yeah.
The moment they give you their attention, now you're going to put down the rest of the number. And I can give you the whole code, but by the end, their mind is yours. And if their mind is yours, their heart is yours. If their heart is yours, their pussy is yours. That's just
So
yeah.
basically, if you get their attention, then you can move progressively to do them what you want to, what you want them to do.
I need a person's attention. Like in the military or in martial arts, the position is called attention. The first position.
Yeah.
Because if the person's not paying attention, then the command won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I need their attention. Or if it's a hypnotist,
yeah.
what you do is you grab their attention and you focus it on, for example, their breathing, their heartbeat.
Yeah.
But once you start to move their attention around, at some point you have access to a part of their mind you didn't have before. We want people to pay attention to us. So when people are uncomfortable grabbing attention, they are also at the same time saying that they're uncomfortable influencing others or being a person who has the ability to make people do whatever they want. And that's a big deal to me because obviously I'm not politically correct. I think that's one of the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah.
We all want people to do what we want them to do. We're
Yeah.
only upset because people are not doing what we want them to do. Life would be so great. Why do we want to be kings?
Boom.
We want to be kings so that when I say I want this, it happens. Don't argue with me. That's it. Otherwise, why do you want to be a king?
Yeah.
So instead of being born into a throne, my family didn't put me on a throne when I was born. I learned the skills to walk around and even make kings bow if I need to. And that is where the mind comes in.
Wow. This is amazing. This is amazing. Whoa. Well, yeah. You're amazing, man. Just let me tell you that. And just to wrap this up, I mean, this is a huge subject, style and image.
Oh, yeah.
Because
We'll talk again for sure.
yeah, man. I mean, this is a huge image. There's a huge subject on image. I couldn't cover everything in just one talk and in just one book, which I recommend. I recommend that you get the book. It's going to blow your mind on things that you didn't knew it was a part of style and image. You're going to get like, whoa, is this true? Wow, man. And to wrap this up, don't get caught up in for the guys that are listening, don't get caught up in just the superficial part, because a lot of the guys I've seen, and girls especially, they're very great at doing this. They're just the exterior part. They're just like, look at me, I'm amazing, but the interior part, the background, is just full of shit. They don't have something to. They don't have a the essence, the substance. So there has to be a balance between the background of who you are and the superficial part. The exterior part. This is one of the teachings that I learned from you. It's like the base of my teachings, that as within, so without. So if you're beautiful on the inside, you have to project that also on the outside. But don't balance it. I mean, if you look very awesome on the outside, but then a person or a girl starts talking to you and you're full of shit, it's not going to work. But if you're a great person on the inside, you're elegant, beautiful, whatever the fuck. I mean, you're James Bond on the inside, but you don't know how to project that, it's not going to work. Or you're James Bond on the outside and you don't live it, then it's not going to work. So don't get caught up into neither of those.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, okay, brother, it was a pleasure. After we stop recording, if you could stay on.
Yeah.
Something to tell you right after this. Okay, so everybody check out Pablo Style Systems. We'll do more together. The Brotherhood of the Wolf, as Pablo said, he said, is it okay if I share the group in here? Look, if I'm doing an interview with you, with other people, I'm saying this for as people are watching this, I'll be contacting the people in this group, people that I know, and doing interviews with them.
Yeah.
At that moment, I want you guys to put your groups in here. I want you to promote, because then that means I'm interviewing my allies.
Okay.
And allies are when you have strong allies. If a lion and an eagle became allies, then the entire jungle would have to watch out, because the eagle could look from up there and tell the lion exactly what's going on. Whoa. And the lion can hunt from downstairs and grab buffalo where the eagle could never eat a buffalo.
Yeah.
So these are my friends. These are my colleagues. These are people who, in their own profession, have reached a high level of expertise. And not only that, I've seen that they have been good students. I don't deal with people who are not good students. Because to be a good teacher, you have to be a good student. To be a great teacher, you have to be a great student. I am one of the best teachers on the planet because I'm one of the best students on the planet.
Yeah.
When I learn, I study. Right now, I'm learning from Sahar. my spirit guide, and that's where all this is coming from. So thank you, Pablo. We'll continue on this. Everybody, stay tuned for everything else, and give some feedback on this interview. I'm curious. Okay, this interview, you're watching it today, and we did it today, so it'll go up today. Okay?
Thank you.
Be the best. Talk to the rest.
Thank you. Thank you.